Let's say I want to know how much battery does the slave device have. Then I can use this button here to call slave number 1 to 6. So we see here that slave 1 and slave 2 respond to me. Slave 3, 4, 5 and 6 are not present. Slave 1 has 5 of 5 battery. That's the one that is left to me that you just saw. Has 3 of 3 signal, and that its key is on enable and that its temperature is alright. The second one has 5 of 5, currently 3 bars, and the enable is not, the key is not turned. The key is on off position. That's why it shows XX and not EN for enable. And the temperature is also okay. So this device is next to us on the left-hand side, and this device here is somewhere else in this building, actually 2 floors below us. All right. To call the slaves 7 to 12, I can just click on this button, and then it will call for 7 to 12. 1 to 6, 7 to 12. To go out of this mode, we call it the slave base check. You just repress the same button, or alternatively, you can also use back. Okay. What you also can do is you can wake up the system here with this button, or you can also send it to sleep. So what is this good for? Let's say your PD show is running. This is like going to your main splitter. This one is going to your main splitter, and you have all the rest of the show still on power, all the network on power, but you just want to save power on the output of the slave bases. Then you can deactivate the slave bases, sending them to standby, because in standby they will power down their outputs, and that saves a lot of energy. So with a whole network connected, one of these bases set to slave can drive up to 8 hours. But if you are connecting, if you have it on standby, these devices hold for about 40 hours of operation. So that makes a tremendous difference if you have them all the time enable in active mode, or if you have them in standby. Okay, so now actually at the moment everything's active and PD is powered. And let's say I don't want to power down the PD bus, but I want to send the devices to sleep. Then I press this button, and all the slaves will go to sleep. And if I want to get them back, I just repress, and it will activate and arm them again. So let's say I only have, on the very first song of a concert, I have the wireless in use, and now my first scene is over, and my next scene with the wireless is in half an hour. I can power down the outputs of the slaves by pressing here. Now it's a standby, and then a few minutes before I have my next cue, I can just re-arm the whole system.